find them in the outback, of course, but also in grassy bushlands.
They're a very important species in Australia, but they don't have a lot of natural predators. So they can easily be in overabundance and cause overgrazing. They can make life heaps harder for other animals and throw the whole ecosystem out of whack.
Not to mention the economic impact on our stations. Can't say it's been too brilliant the last couple of years. There's just too much population control to be done. You can't keep up on your own.
So we often work with the government to hire professional hunters to help us out. Soph is also a hunter herself, and she's the chair of our Hunters Association.
Yeah, we organise hunting parties with other hunters when we have the time.
But most of the time, you all like to just hang out at your bar.
That's part of the fun. Our community's not too bad here. Station into a wildlife sanctuary a few years ago.
Yeah, we take in wounded animals, nurse them back to health, and, if possible, release them back into the wild.
And you arrange guided visits at schools. That's when Robbo gets to talk the kids' ears off about the wildlife.
I know. That's the best part of the work. And, most of the time, they listen. Distance without spooking them. Your best bet is to climb a fire lookout tower. Another workout for your calves, I'm afraid. Great. How's the view? Take out your binoculars and try to spot a kangaroo from up there, for starters. They usually roam the outback, so you should be able to spot one. If you can't see any close by, you'll have to get out in the bush and track them down.
these tracks, you can follow them, but don't forget to also look up and observe what's in front of you.
Ain't it beautiful? But before you start, there's a couple of things you need to know about kangaroo shooting.
We have strict shooting regulations in Australia. What's legal or not to shoot? What's the right calibre and ammo for each species? Robbo, did you submit the codex entries for our local species?
Right, just finished them last night. If you want to know more about the roo or any other animal, it's all in there.
Or give us a call. Either way, we know you'll do your due diligence before you plan your next hunt.
The roo's mostly what we're known for overseas. That and deadly spiders. And fair enough, it's a very important cultural icon for us. But it's also a fascinating creature. Can be both aggro or skittish. As a marsupial, it displays unique behaviours and movement patterns that you won't find in any other species. Just one example. Don't try disturbing kangaroos at close range, or they'll know how to get rid of you.
It's time to introduce you to one of your main tasks here, invasive species and pest culling. We have heaps of them in Australia. Some are native, quite a few were introduced. I'll show you my tea fields. You'll see the mess pests can do and why they're a major problem to both the ecosystem and the economy. I've tagged the location on your hunter, mate. Can't wait to see you in action. Talk later. Oh, and as agreed, to help you in your task, our Hunters Association is happy to offer you a varmint rifle. You can just go collect it yourself. I've left it at an outpost close to where you're going. Centuries, people thought it would be fun to bring deer over and hunt them, just like they did back in Europe. Soon enough, they thrived in their new environment and started competing with native animals.
Yeah, within a few generations, deer populations were out of control. And that's just one of the many biodiversity challenges we have. Just in the last decade, we lost tons of threatened species. Invasive pests in Australia.
They destroy everything. We don't talk about them as much as rabbits or feral cats, but we should. The rule of thumb is, if it's feral, it's okay to shoot, because you'll be doing nature a service. They they ruin pastures, crops, orchards, not to mention they're also a major road hazard out here in the bush. You made it to the tea fields? Nice one. As you can see, the damage can be pretty bad when certain species become overabundant. That's why pest control is a responsibility everybody shares in Australia, even non-hunters. But for that, you'll need your varmint rifle. It's waiting for you. It's the perfect calibre to hunt small to medium animals. The only thing we'll ask is that you take a small target practice test. We want to test our hired hunters' skills and competence. Even pests need to be shot ethically. Isn't it a beaut? You'll see, it also does the job well. Now, how about a bit of practice? Let's start off nice and easy. See that soft drink can? Shoot it and start getting a feel for your new weapon. let's up the ante a little. Try to shoot that target. Still using the rifle, of course. bad. So, what do you reckon? To me, it's practical, reliable, and lightweight. It may not be the most common calibre for pest hunting, not even in Australia, but it's my personal favourite. Sometimes it's nice to just focus on yourself, your posture, your breathing, your aim. So, if you're game, you're welcome to keep honing your skills. The best hunters are the humble ones, if you ask me.
Now that that's settled, feel free to do what you do best. Here's a bunch of bounty assignments for you, but no rush.
We'll leave it up to you how you want to plan your hunts. Thanks for your help, mate.
North of the river, it's mostly my property. I can't wait to show you the sanctuary.
Wait, Robbo, I've got an idea. How about we take our mate on a little detour? We could introduce you to a fun tidbit of Aussie culture. A folk song called Waltzing Matilda.
Ah, yeah. Good idea. Perfect. What have you got in mind, Soph? A billabong.
Right, I know which one. Check out that location I've marked. If you're a bit of a history nerd like me, it'll be worth your time.
A billabong? Sorry, we should have led with that. That's what we call a kind of U-shaped lake or waterhole.
Right, we have Aussie terms and phrases for everything, as you've noticed. But believe me, we're already toning it down for you.
So, what's your plan, Soph? Oh, please tell me you're not going to sing.
Sing? Oh, no way. But I'll gladly talk about the song and what it means.
Yeah, I feel better. I wouldn't want to relive another 2012 karaoke debacle. To me, Waltzing Matilda will always be that one bloody song Soph was always singing in the back of her mum's car.
Yeah, sorry. It drove you nuts. I used to have this illustrated children's book based on that song when I was a kid.
Yeah, you went through a phase when you were slightly obsessed with the song. Let's put it that way.
That inspired the original writer of the song. If you want, you can keep walking along the billabong. It's really pretty. A bit further away, there's one gorgeous spot you should check out. That's got to be one of my favourite places in all of the Emerald Coast. Used to go there with Mum all the time before she became ill. Back to the song, swagmen carried all their belongings in a sort of bundle, which they nicknamed a Matilda. Just one eucalyptus tree close to the water. Yeah, that's the tree I was talking about. My favourite place. You're cool, but I wouldn't sleep under the stars unless I had to. In the song, he stops to take shelter under a eucalyptus tree and starts boiling tea. What did you find? Rubbish? How much?
Wait, so what's the deal with a jumbuck? Isn't the man capturing a sheep?
So much for the history and culture chat, I reckon. Back to reality.
Lucky you went there. God knows how long that rubbish would have stayed there. Would it be okay for you to collect it all? Last month, we found an area by the river littered with disposable vapes. That's the new thing. Those things are bloody toxic. They leak all kinds of chemicals in the soil and water. All rubbish can be a major hazard to wildlife anyway. You don't want to know what condition some animals are in when I find them. You know what, mate? We're bloody grateful for... What? You got bitten? By a spider? Oh, mate. All right, don't panic. What did the spider look like? Was it a big black spider or a redback spider? No? Are you absolutely sure? Good. In any case, we need to see a doctor, just to be on the safe side. Sit down and don't move. I'm coming to get you.
So, how are you feeling? Can you describe your symptoms? Okay, mostly nausea and dizziness. No sweating, swelling or burning sensation then? Yeah, it's maybe one of the milder spider bites. Let us know right away if anything changes, okay? And remember, keep calm. We'll keep in touch the whole time.
G'day, mate. How you going today? Great. Thank goodness you're feeling better. According to the doc, you just had some kind of mild allergic reaction.
But she said you have nothing to be worried about. Well, that's a side of Australia we hoped you wouldn't experience.
You're at my wildlife sanctuary. Make yourself at home. Feel free to look around. You sure you're feeling better? Okay. Well, if so, I could use a fresh pair of eyes to take some good photos of the sanctuary. Let me just send you what kind of photos I need. There. You should see the details on your hunter, mate. I appreciate it, mate. But take it easy, though. It's not nice to get a scare like that. We had a couple of not-so-great years financially. Right now, it's just me and Lizzie working full-time. Plus some seasonal staff working part-time. And our photos on the website and social media, really old. Hopefully, with new photos, we'll be picked up by parenting websites, influencers, or schools. That stuff matters these days.
So, how many school visits have you got lined up, Robbo?
Oh, I don't know, 5 or 6 next week.
Not bad. She'll be right, mate.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, one of the visits will be our old kindy.
Oh, that's cute. Good luck with all the screaming kids, mate.
Yeah, we even got salties. Kids absolutely love them. You should have seen this one when we brought him in. It wasn't pretty. But now he's one hungry bloke. I could always use help to gather more food for him, when you get the chance. Oh, I've got your photos, thanks. Let me take a look. Oh, nice one. They look awesome. Oh, I'm sure that'll help us reach more people and make them excited about visiting the sanctuary. Even adults are never done learning, and all species deserve compassion and respect. As long as someone out there will listen, I'm happy. That was always what I wanted to do with my life.
Hey, while you're still at Robbo's Sanctuary, don't forget to drop off the kangaroo book, you know? Just leave it on the bench near the deer pen or something.
Soph, why make such a fuss about a book?
Well, since you ask, that book is a little special. That's all I'm going to say.
Intriguing. And it has nothing to do with us celebrating 30 years of friendship this month?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Robert.
Hey, mate, as a coincidence, I've also got our book for Soph. If it's all right with you, could you please take it with you before you go? I left it on the bench by the lake. You'll see, the view is something else.
So, what am I getting this time, Robbo? More craft beer like for our 25th?
I have no idea what you're talking... Oh, crikey. There's been a sandbar sighting.
Right, just got the notification too. Well, at least we've got an approximate location.
Can you go and confirm that sighting, mate? Look for tracks, or even better, spot the animal yourself.
Find a way to let work be work, you know?
I know. When you care too much, that's when you're more likely to burn out.
Too true. Especially when you work where you live, like you and me.
Yeah. I'm trying to be more realistic now. I'm not going to save the ecosystem on my own.
Sweet as. Save your energy instead and save some for your kiddo.
red deer. The largest deer you'll encounter in Australia. If you're lucky, you might see beautiful antlers on them. That looks like a samba deer. They're pretty rare, but somehow we can't fully get rid of them.
You found tracks of sambar deer? Geez, I haven't seen any for a while. They're restricted in most Australian states. They shouldn't be here at all. The authorities take any sightings very seriously. And so do we. So we need to control this early before it gets out of hand. Down in Victoria, their population exploded, and they cause massive damage to pretty much everything. Crops, pastures, even trees. If you spot one, you're required by law to report it within 24 hours. So that's what we're going to do.
I'm already on it. Could you go to an outpost, find a computer, and email me all the details? And I'll take it from there.
Since you're a licensed hunter, you're allowed to shoot them too. Encouraged even. They're not the only large deer you can find in the region. Maybe you already encountered a rusa or